and if it goes wrong, this can happen. The radio still works, but screen's the wrong way around. Never mind, let's try again. Okay, so I've managed to update the firmware on my ATS-25. Now, I'm not going to show you the process because anyone that's tried to use this Arduino software, you'll probably know that it's somewhat intimidating to use. It's not at all logical. I had one or two hiccups along the way trying to do this, and I'll show you the result of one of the hiccups, but it didn't damage the radio. Radio's okay, and as you can see, it's receiving now. I'm going to put links in the description of this video, and I strongly suggest you follow the links. One is to Tony Albus's video when he shows you how to go through the update process with the ATS-25. It's a brilliant video, well worth a look. It'll give you an idea of what's involved. And then again, I will be directing you to Dave N9EWO's website, where he's got links to this firmware that's on this ATS-25 of mine now. And within that firmware file, there's also some instructions, some step-by-step instructions which you really must follow in order to do this update. But it's, as they always say, it's not for the faint-hearted, and it's quite a learning curve trying to update these Arduinos. It's some time since I played around with the ATS-20s in this way, so I had to kind of reacquaint myself, and the ATS-25 is a slightly different beast. There's a different board in it. So please, please, please look at the links that are in the description, which will help you if you want to update your ATS-25. You'll see instantly the display is different to the original firmware. I'll do a more in-depth video running through some of the changes. One of the most apparent ones, if we're on the 22 meter broadcast band here. I've muted the receiver. I'll just unmute it a moment to you can see it's working. Okay. You'll see the S meter down here looks a little bit more responsive than it did in the original firmware, so that's a plus point. If I press the next button here on the screen, if we click on scan, what the radio will now do, it's doing a band scan. You can't receive at the same time, so it's not in real time as they say, but it does now. It's able to show you the activity that's in the band or on the band. I think we can alter the scale. Okay, we can pause the scan, and now we're back to the receive. If we re-scan, it mutes the receiver. Okay, so that's one interesting aspect. I'll just come out of that. We're still muted, I think. Yeah. The color scheme is slightly different, obviously, and the layout, we've got the mode indicator, the bandwidth, we've got the meter band, quite small icons here, but it's showing us we're in the 22 meter band. We've still got the volume indicator here, the signal meter here, attenuator button, AGC, volume, and so on, pretty much the same as it was. We've got a setup screen here. I'll just quickly go into that, where we can determine where the FM band starts. If we wanted to start low on 64 megs, if we unblock that square, then it will start a bit higher, presumably 76 megs. If we go to the next screen, we've got an RDS setting, we've got a digital backlight setting, a memory setting, and a retro language. And again, we've got a screensaver, display light off, screensaver time, and we can opt for a vertical screen. I managed to get a vertical screen on one of my errors that I made in update. I don't think a vertical screen is what we want. And we've got the scales, scan accuracy, beeper, bright display power. I don't know what that does, we'll just check that. Load default memo, reset the factory. So got quite a few settings built in here, and that's the end of it. If we exit, we'll come out, save changes, and there we go. So quite a few things to explore now on this new firmware. We've got up and down buttons if we don't want to use the tuning knob. It actually scans up or down in 5 kHz steps, and we can tune in the normal way. If we click on chip, we've got information about the firmware. Touch the screen again, I'll click on info. Now we've got more information there about the radio, how well it will focus in here. Let's just bring it in a bit, and some information about the settings in the radio itself. Okay, so we'll go back to the normal screen, and then we've got our band selection. We've got the various broadcast bands here. We've got a CB band, which is 27 megahertz. And if we don't want the broadcast bands, we've got a ham band button there, and that gives us the amateur bands. Let's try 20 meters, that's 80 meters. That's my eyesight. Let's go back. Let's go to 20 meters. We'll see a bit of activity there now. It's actually defaulted to USB, but we can't see that. I'll just zoom out there. We've got USB on the icon there. And we're on the Bonito Mini Whip here at the moment. Okay, can you see it's all it's working okay? We can change the bandwidth. 2.2, 3, we can widen it out on SSB. Quite a wide bandwidth there for SSB. Okay. So that's all working. I'm going to do a little run through. I'll just mute that for a moment. I'll do a better run through of things when I've become more familiar with this firmware update. It certainly looks like it's an improvement. If we go to FM and hit that again, I believe there's ways of adjusting or rather inputting presets onto this now. I'm not sure how that's achieved at the moment, but I believe it's possible to enter presets on FM at least, if not anywhere else. Memo, and it looks like we've got how many? Well, a number of presets. We're up to maybe 100. I don't know, 75. I don't know. 75 presets on the FM band. So I'm going to have to look into how we would populate those. Add. Oh, there we go. We just simply press add, and it puts the current frequency into the preset. So that's quite interesting. So it doesn't look like those presets can be used on HF. I'll just check. If we go back to band and we go to 22 meters, I'll just mute that quickly. Go to next. Oh, we can. Okay, so no, it doesn't look like it's going to. Can I go up to 73? Right, okay, I'm getting the hang of it now. We can add that. Yeah, okay. so we can actually add HF frequencies on there as well. So that's just a quick look. I hope that was useful. I'll just go back to the standard setting there, back there, and mute it, and you can see the radio's turning around fine. I think the display's more pleasing than it was, the colouring, just from my point of view. It's a personal thing, of course. Looks like the upgrade is a decent step. One of the remarks that was made to me about this was that the chuffing, the soft muting, was less pronounced when we tune in SSB. It's gone to 40 meters. You can see, hopefully, just about see it's defaulted to lower sideband, which is correct for 40 meters. Let's see if we can. The tuning certainly seems more pleasant in terms of. We're not going to pick anything up there, unfortunately. There we are. The chuffing is definitely, well, almost gone, all but gone. Let's go back to 20 meters and just demonstrate this. So we're on 14164 there. Yeah, we haven't got that really annoying chuffing though as we tune up through the band. There's a slight chuffing effect, but it's not too bad at all. So I think that's a big plus. So there we go. Have a look in the description. I believe this is Russian firmware, but have a look in the description and you'll see the links to it. But in terms of the update, before you even think about this, please look at Tony Albus's video. He does it much better than I could. And look also at the instructions that's within the firmware that you'll find on the link to on Dave N9EWO site. And hopefully between those two resources you should be able to do what I've done here to my ATS-25. Thank you for watching.